everybody, my name is Elixir and welcome back to my channel. So this is my first video of 2020 and that's crazy. I did a lot in 2019, but there's been an insane amount of growth on my channel in even just the past 2 weeks since I've uploaded my first full-length content, because it seems like you guys actually seem to care a little bit more when I put some work into my content. So I'm going to be doing some more like full-length videos on my channel, and I'm going to be putting them up probably anywhere between like every 2 weeks to a month, and I'll throw some like micro content up on my channel from time to time as well to fill in gaps, but I'm planning to be a little bit more active on this platform. So today I have a brand new video for you guys. 2 weeks ago I sort of did like a soft glam for the holidays, so this time I was sort of thinking like dramatic. So today I'm going to be taking you through a dramatic eye. So before I get into it, my Instagram is Elixir Official. I'm actually like more active on Instagram because looks I do a lot, but to sit down and make a makeup video and edit it, I don't do those quite so often. So if you want to see a little bit more Elixir content, you can go to it on my Instagram. That is Elixir Official. So I'm not going to keep you waiting much longer, I'm going to get right into this tutorial, but before I do, make sure you hit that red subscribe button because that lets me know that you guys are enjoying what I post, and it'll give me incentive to go and create more content. And speaking of more content, make sure you leave a comment below letting me know what sort of content you'd like to see from me, because I'm still sort of feeling out what my audience would like to see from me as a creator. So if that is more makeup videos, or if you want to see some hair tutorials or some costume tutorials, or you just want me to sit down and talk about things or vlog a little bit, just let me know and I will probably make any sort of content that you guys request. So without any further ado, I'm going to get right into this tutorial. So you can see I did my brow cover off camera. I actually showed how I do it in a previous video, so I will leave the link to that in the description. Or if you guys would like to see just an in-depth tutorial of my brow cover, I can put that up on my channel, just let me know in the comments. So the first thing I'm doing is putting in my first shade from the James Charles palette, that is Cola, and I'm just sort of putting it in a halo shape. So the next thing I'm doing is taking the lighter blue shade, that is Playground, and just sort of placing it on top. So I'm just sort of patting it on and just sort of laying down the pigments, and then I'm going to worry about going back in and blending them later. When I use eyeshadows, I normally layer and actually blend out a little bit more as I go, but pressed pigments I've found are a little bit different blending wise, and I need to just focus on getting the pigment on in a way that won't fall off first and then blending it. So you can see now I'm going in with the first shade Cola again, just to redarken the spaces that I had put it in before, and sort of buffering that up into the second shade, Playground. So I'm just adding a little bit more pigment with Playground, just until I feel that I have the correct amount of intensity that I want. I'm just sort of going in and blending out the start. So now I'm actually taking the white shade from the James Charles palette and just sort of laying that on top. Mine is almost gone. I've almost completely broken the pan. So I'm just going in with the Mehron Clown White to cut my crease, just sort of making a half circle, and then going in and doing the same on the other side. Completing that and just sort of finishing out the shape.
Something I've noticed about the James Charles palette is that sometimes the pigments don't want to stay where you put them, so you just have to keep on rebuffering in your shades, so I'm just going back in with Cola. Once everything is set with setting powder, eventually this stops happening, but during the transition phases, it can get a little bit annoying. So I'm going to be going in with the shimmer shade from the James Charles palette in the shade Acapella and applying it with my finger. I find this works best, or a packer brush covered in setting spray, but I don't really need to worry about intricacy today because I'm going to be using loose glitters to create a really stunning effect on my eye. So I'm just going to take it in to show you. I'm putting in a blue loose glitter. I actually don't know where these came from. I had a friend send these to me, but they create a really stunning effect when applied on top of a shimmer. So then I'm going to be going in with a more pearly white glitter in the center just to create a little bit of shade value between the glitters so it's not just one monotone. I'm putting a little bit of highlighter in the center and then just a little bit of loose glitter just to brighten up my inner corners. So next I'm going to be going in and doing my brows. I'm just going to draw a line upwards and then draw the two lines at the end. And then I go and draw the top line at the start and just sort of crisscross between the two. So I'm just going to be filling that in with the shade T from the James Charles palette. Now I'm going to be going in and cutting out my brow with the Marron Cream again, and just sort of redefining that shape. I'm just fixing up my edges with my NYX Pro Contour palette. And now I'm going to be going in with my stones. So I'm actually just putting down a little bit of liquid latex on both my eye and a little bit on the back of the gem, and then allowing the two to combine. You can use liquid latex this way as an adhesive. This video is inspired by my incredible Drag House Race sister. You can follow her on Instagram at It's Crystal Lake for some incredible Canadian drag. But because I'm always going somewhere when I'm doing drag, it kind of got me thinking that I never just sit down to do an eye and play anymore. And so she inspired me to do this video, so I figured I would make this look a little bit like hers because she did all of these funky gems and glitters that I normally wouldn't do. So I just decided to do a classic elixir eye with a little bit of a Crystal Lake. So I'm just going to brighten up my under eye with a little bit of the Marron Cream by laying it into my waterline. I would recommend being careful how much of this product you use because it is very thick, and if you use too much around your eye area, it can get a little bit too goopy. So now I'm just going to be going in with the shade Cola from the James Charles palette one more time underneath my eyes, and then in the center laying a little bit of my Anastasia highlighter. So I actually lost a little bit of footage of my liner, but as you can see, I just sort of put it halfway onto my eye instead of completing the whole thing because that's the look I'm going for today. And I'm going to be putting the liner along below my eye and then buffing it out with the black shade from the James Charles palette, Spook. I put on lashes, and this is the finished look. I'm just going to spray it down with some of my NYX setting spray, and this is our finished look.
And that is pretty much everything for this tutorial. Thank you everybody for watching this. I had a great time putting together this tutorial. It was actually pretty fun challenging myself. I normally don't use like a lot of glitters on my eyes or a lot of stones, but it was kind of fun to just sit down and put something like that together. I cannot wait to create some more content for you guys in 2020. Just make sure you comment in that section below just to let me know what sort of content that is you'd like to see. So, as long as that red subscribe button has turned gray, signaling that you've already subscribed, that is everything for this week, and I'll be seeing you guys in probably another 2 weeks to a month with some brand new content. But for now, that's everything.